I am your astrologer, Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your daily forecast for the day of Wednesday, October 18th, 2017. Now, sorry, I'm getting this up a little bit later. Maybe it's about normal, the time I do it. But I've been working on your planner, my astrological planner / calendar for 2018, trying to get that in order. Not only to just have something cool to offer you guys, but also really the reason why I started doing it was for me, just to make it easier to do my monthly and my weekly horoscopes from here on out, and also to just give you good readings, personal astrological readings too, because you kind of need to know where all the planets are going in order to make sense of some of this stuff, okay? So that's why I'm trying to work on that, and it's been taking some time to do, but I am almost done. I'm trying to think. I don't know how much longer it's going to take me, but I'm excited about that. So that's what I was doing tonight, trying to work on that. Just to give you a little bit of an update. And when I get a little bit further in one of my dailies, I'll show you like a sneak peek, and I'll pull it up on the screen and I'll scroll through it, and you can give me like any feedback you have or anything that you're thinking about that before I try to find a printer and figure out how I'm going to do all that. Okay, so that's what I've got going on there. Now for you, what's happening today is that we have the moon right here in Libra coming off of Venus at the very end of last night. That I think is a good thing. I mean, the moon likes being on top of Venus in a lot of ways. Venus kind of provides the stability and the comfort that the moon looks for. So I think after kind of a hard day yesterday morning, perhaps the nighttime we started to figure out where life was going, or to feel more comfortable with it, to organize some of our thoughts, to judge more fairly what is really happening in our life, and to not be so blinded by our passions and by a lot of other things that were going on, okay? I think that was what was happening yesterday night, and I think that's what we're coming into the morning with the moon coming off of Venus here, is after so much has happened to us the past few weeks, okay? And after all of these crazy feelings that were coming up yesterday and the day before with the Mars Chiron opposition, trying to figure out now, how can we make sense of things? How can we get things in order? How can we find the balance once again before it is that we can move forward? And I think that is what most of the day is going to be about with the moon right here in Libra, okay? Another reason why I think that is not just because the moon's hanging out in Libra, the sign of balance and of relationships, thinking a lot about our relationships too, but also because the moon, again, does not really make any big aspects until 10 o'clock Mountain Time at night, which is essentially the next day for those of you that are going on Eastern Time, okay? So the moon's just kind of chilling until that happens. Now the moon square Pluto, okay, which is going to come in here at 10 o'clock, is a major thing. Like, it's going to be a very strong feelings about where your life is going, not that easy, trying to get relationships on board with you. A lot of it too is going to be about communication, with Mercury here conjunct Jupiter at the beginning of degrees of Scorpio, trying to communicate with other people about where your life is going, about things you want in life, about how people can help you direct your life in the right direction. Okay, and a lot of it too with the Scorpio influence is going to be about finances. It's going to be about intimacy, you know, in a lot of ways, sex, relationships, all that kind of stuff is going to start to come up, that you're going to have to go really deep with and deal with the hard stuff that is happening, okay? But that's not going to start to come in until the end of today. It's going to hit during the nighttime hours. Okay, so we'll see how that goes tomorrow. That will take you into the new moon, okay? And I think dealing with this moon square Pluto is going to be the last big thing that we're especially going to have to deal with, I think, for a little bit, and until the new moon comes, because after the moon makes this crazy square to Pluto, things get much better. It's sextile Saturn, opening up some doors for you, okay? Really also gonna sextile the North Node too, really helping you find the joy once again. But it's just having some of these hard conversations, working with people to get them on board with you, and to rearrange your life in some way, and to communicate with people, maybe a little bit hard, but that's just something that we're gonna be asked to do in preparation for the new moon, which is gonna come on Thursday, okay? So I think that's a lot of what's going on. Now, Mars and Venus are eventually going to have to come through this hard spot that the moon is going to be in today and tomorrow. They haven't come through here yet, even though a bunch of the other planets are. So we're not done yet figuring out our relationships, making sure our relationships are on board with us and where we're going, and getting everything on the same page. But I think we're really starting to try to get a handle on it and to make sense of all of it moving forward, so that we can really step into this big new beginning at the new moon. coming in on Thursday, okay? So that's what's happening towards the end of the day. I talked about the beginning of the day. I talked about the end of the day, all right? And what's happening in between, I think, is a lot of readjusting your perspective to understand where your life is going, to get right with yourself, to prepare perhaps for some of these hard conversations that you may have to have with people, to step into some of these big changes and big things that we've been working on for a while, and make some of these big commitments, or continue to commit to things that we've been really working out the past few weeks or so. Going on. And I think the beginning of the day is going to be really helpful for us to get ourselves in the right perspective so that we can feel more free and more comfortable moving forward, okay? That's because the moon is going to make, what is it, a quincunx over here to Neptune. So I think in order for us to go from these hurt feelings that we had yesterday about how we're acting, about our life, okay, to having these hard communications with people about where our life is going, I think you're going to have to readjust your perspective about who you are on the inside, okay, about who you think you are, about how you feel, about what it is that you want, because we do have the moon with the quincunx to Neptune in your 12th house, Pisces, which rules your spirituality. So I think you're just going to have to readjust your perspective, who you thought you were, how you see yourself, and what makes you comfortable in some way, so that you really can move into these new chapters and stop holding yourself back. I think that's going to be a big thing. May also be a lot of patience required as you're trying to move forward, at least for today, on some things that make you happy, maybe having to wait a little bit with that here. And then also, as you're doing some of this stuff, really trying to make sense of your commitments and how you can commit to something new, with the moon also in a quintile to Saturn as well, okay? So I think we're kind of bookends here today, where maybe we were feeling okay last night, thinking about some things after some hard feelings that came up yesterday morning, and then we have some time to get right with ourselves, to figure out what's going on before the Pluto trine to Mars, or the Pluto square to the moon comes in at the nighttime, really bringing on some intensity, some passion again, some uncomfortable feelings here as we talk about some really deep internal issues that are going on inside us, okay? So that's what I see going on really for today. And then after having those hard conversations tonight and into tomorrow, really then feeling like, okay, I'm through the worst of it. Some doors are opening up. There's still some things I don't know, still some things I have to talk about, still some things that are still falling into place, but it's a little bit more smooth sailing after that, okay? So that's what's going on there. While that's happening in the background, just to look at some of that stuff, we also have the sun here coming into an exact opposition with Uranus, where it will be for the new moon here, bringing up some unexpected things as well in regards to your identity. Either you want to break free, or other people perhaps want to break free too, catching you off guard. Could also be insights too, as you're trying to break free, trying to get insights about what you need to do to feel more free and more independent and more comfortable in some ways stepping into this new life as well. So I think that could come if something unexpected doesn't happen. Just some insights about where you need to go next and how you need to get there. Also being a thing that is coming up, okay? What else happening going on here? We also do have Saturn here as we're trying to do something new in the square to Chiron, so still feeling uncomfortable about something we need to do, we want to do something new, some new commitment that we're going to make, which could also be a subject of some of the conversations that we're having, feeling uncomfortable about it, but still needing to move forward on that new thing, okay? Because it's going to open up some opportunities for you to be happy if you do commit to some new thing, even if you don't feel happy about it right now. I think it is something that's going to happen there. The lots of communication here with the Mercury Jupiter, I talked a lot about that yesterday, coming in, some deep conversations. Maybe we're not quite sure how to communicate about those things in the best way happening. And then Saturn also, I think, coming into what? Let me make sure. Oh, come on. Gotta get my eraser. Saturn too, also coming into a trine to Uranus as well. I think that's actually going to take a little bit longer to get there. It's about 3 degrees away now, as you can see, coming in too. So we want to break free from some commitments. We want to have commitments that are better for ourselves, that we feel more free and more natural in. And I think we're really trying to work towards being free in our commitments, okay? You know, letting ourselves kind of open up some doors for us in some way. And I think we're almost there. I think we're setting the stage so that we can start start to really step into some commitments here, or have some unexpected things come up in commitments that can maybe free us to feel like we're living our life more freely in a lot of ways too. So I think there's a lot of opportunities here. I think there's a lot of things that are coming. It's just really having to get over some hard things that we've been dealing with from the past few weeks since the eclipse, really realizing that we're coming into a new chapter where life isn't going to be like it has been, all right, and to just let ourselves go there, okay, and to work with other people in a very deep and intimate way, and to work out some of the nitty-gritty stuff so that you can move forward, okay, and realizing that if you can work with other people, doors are going to open up, you're going to feel more free. And if you can not just work with other people, but commit to intimately understanding their junk, even if it is a little bit messy, I think it's just going to help you, okay. And I think today we're just preparing for the big shift to come, the new moon to come in here, to step into some new chapters, and to make sure that everyone is on board with us so that we can then continue to build, or begin to build on something. All right, now your card for the day is the Queen of Pentacles reversed. This card to me is one of not feeling like your life is in order, not feeling like emotionally it's there, not feeling like mentally, physically, financially, in whatever way, just not feeling safe and secure and like you've got it under control. And I think the lesson in the message of today is to figure out what you need to do to get right with yourself, to check in and say, okay, where is my life going? What's happening? What could I do better or differently? And how could I readjust my perspective on some things in life so that you can start to feel more secure and feel more stable and build more of that stability into your life here, and more of that comfort and more of that protection, because I think it's coming. I think we can have a better life that we feel more comfortable in. We just have to make some hard decisions first. We have to make some hard commitments, okay, to work with other people, make sure everyone is on board with us, and we have to overcome some insecurities about some new thing we're doing, about whether or not it's right, okay, and just step into this new life. And I think if we can adjust our perspective and let ourselves go there, we're gonna be fine, okay, to move forward and to just have a life that's gonna help us to be more free and to feel more authentic and to make some commitments that we think are going to support us and our growth individually, okay? So that's what I've got going on for you today. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.